We're ready.
www.slhousekeys.com. Come visit the website today.
We don't do a lot of progressing, I would say. We have a simple idea of making fairly timeless, hopefully, pop albums. In the beginning, in 91 or 92, when we released the first album, we were really bad, and now we're fairly good, so that's the progression. Doing the same thing, but doing it slightly better every album. The first two albums we recorded in someone else's studio in a very tight time schedule because it's ridiculously expensive and so on. Having done that, we really felt that the thing with that is that we want and need time to really accomplish what we want to accomplish. So building your own studio was one way of doing exactly that, and that's one reason maybe why it takes us like 5 or 6 years, because you're never finished. You can always spend another month or 6 months or a year or something on fixing the small details that we think is truly important and that maybe no one else has here. But there is no natural end point of a song. You can always elaborate a little bit more on it. But we know when we think it's finished.
I think we have like a plan for what the song should sound like in the end. So you have like a picture in your head how this is what it will sound like when it's finished. And when you're there, I think you notice it.
Mm.
Yeah. Sometimes you never get there, and then you throw away the song.
We've used a more classic, like 3-minute pop song sort of ambition for all songs. For this album, they might fit even better together. It's a clear idea of the album. But usually we just pick the best songs.
This time we wanted them to fit together, or more like all songs should be like singles. So I think that's what makes it stick together well. Usually on albums you try more to have like ups and downs. This is more like a constant up.
Getting used to this person.
We've got castanets on every song. a smaller idea maybe.
Completely different thing, but we're planning like to do collaboration with like a childhood favorite, one of the most important artists through all time. But it's not finished yet, so we're not like dropping the name. That will be big if it happens, which I think it will.
One small novelty in the recording process, we let everyone see where we were in the album process. Had we finished the melody of the song, the arrangements, and so on. So we had an Excel spreadsheet with like green, yellow, and red boxes, and in the end, everyone could see that we were all green. The process to pick that single, we actually had a real problem ourselves to pick the second single, so we thought it would be nice to ask the people, see what they thought. And they picked Would You Say Stop, which was our own thought as well, but we were a bit unsure.
I think we wanted to capture sort of the grey Swedish everyday life in the video. We have like a little bit sort of depressing surroundings like hospitals and so on where we shot the video, but then we have the sad penguin there to make it fit the song very well.
Winter goes, I try poetry, hardly reprose. Another day, another year, I see life.
We actually had a few alternatives, but we picked the penguin.
It's like a Swedish, because we have penguins in the streets.
Almost. No.
Because it's so cold in Sweden, we have penguins in the street.
Or maybe not.
'Cause you are away and you're unalive, but I would never ever let you go. And if someone ever breaks my heart,
it's an interesting background story because a friend of Julia had a party in his apartment, and to make that evening a bit special, he bought like 10 animal costumes, which everyone had to dress when they entered the apartment. So we had a huge assortment of animal costumes, but we picked the penguin because it looks funnier and it sort of captures the loneliness in the video even stronger. There's something funny about a sad penguin.
Would you say stop, or won't you let it all end? Would you say don't, or won't you choose to pretend? Would you say no? Would you say go?
The video is directed by Filip Ekström from the band The Marionettes and from Det Vackra Livet. I like the stuff he's done before as well, but I think this is his masterpiece.
This is what you will be remembered for.
Yeah, I think so.
You say I'm hopelessly romantic, but say romantic.
It's 4.5, best one so far. If we make another album, which is the plan, then it will be better, because that's our small personal objective, to release the album when we think, at least for ourselves, it's a better one than the one before. Otherwise it sort of loses the point, especially since we do the same album every time. It's fairly, I mean,
The same style.
I mean, it's a really fixed style. We don't change appearance or style that much, so therefore it's the only development is in the songs and the arrangement and the lyrics possibly and so on.
The 60s thing was a little bit on purpose on the previous album, I think. Sort of wanted it to look like a combination of Supremes and Kraftwerk. So that's both 60s and 70s in a way. But this time I don't think it wasn't really our plan. I think it's just the way we look. Well, is it really even albums? It's difficult to pick favorites, I think. Would you say Stop and Underwater, maybe?
Depends on your mood, I would say. Sometimes I like the slightly more subtle ones, like Where Have You Been and There's Something Beautiful or Waterfall. And sometimes you're into the more catchy stuff like Underwater, Would You Say Stop, or Without a Story with Friends, I'm in the Chorus Line and so on. So
That was almost a full album.
yeah. No, but
every bloody song, mate.
but this time I think we all feel that the 10 songs we put on the albums, we really like them ourselves at least. Often you feel that that song might have been better left out, but this feels like a fairly solid one.
www.
No, you did that though.
Okay.
We're fine.